Cleveland, Texas, where I used to go to school at many years ago, many moons ago. When I was just a little boy. A little boy. Trying to do the math in my head, how long it's been since I've seen this town. I know I spent all of 7th grade here and most of my 8th grade year before we left to go to Conroe and then Willis. So I guess I was 14, I believe. I was 14 when we left here. So you figure 14 to 24. That's 10. 24 to 30. 16. 19 years. 19 years. Can you believe that? 19 years. Yeah, I get a little emotional. I'm one person that I remember that used to be a theater there. I guess it closed down. I get a little emotional because to me, you know, it's the best years of my life, man. Best years of my life was between Cleveland, Conroe, and Willis. My mother never felt that way. My dad, I don't know. But I met some really good people. Some really good people that I knew in my life, still know, but unfortunately they're not in my life anymore. I'm taking a little drive to the place where we lived with my mom's brother. See if I can remember how to get there without navigation. I'm pretty sure I can remember. All this is definitely familiar to me. I remember all this. I mean, I noticed that things changed a little bit, like at the school. You know, they changed the buildings a little bit. Guess they remodeled the buildings and whatnot. But other than that, I mean, it looks relatively the same as it did before. Just, I guess it's different for everybody. I know that there's probably some people out there that would laugh at me, you know. It's just a place, you know. So what? You were a kid there at one time many years ago. Why is that emotional? Well, like I said, it's just, I don't know, some of the happiest memories I had was here, East Texas. You know, some of the best memories I had was here. And they're gone. I can't bring them back. But it is what it is. So beautiful out here. To me it is. I believe this is I want to say this is the 105 that I'm on right now. '59 came off of the freeway. That's the way I came into Cleveland on 59. I want to say this is the 105. Yep, 105 Texas. Right up here, I remember I was in school one day. I was in 8th grade, I believe. I got a call at the school from my dad. And my teachers had to notify me my parents had an accident on this road right here. Pretty bad accident, but they said everybody was okay, which was good. But this is a Cornerstone Church coming up right here. But my dad was traveling in the direction that I'm traveling now, and a lady came out from right there. She said her brakes had gone out, and my dad didn't have any time to react. He tried to avoid her, and just was unsuccessful on that. It was a pretty bad wreck, but fortunately nobody was severely injured. I mean, that is the good news out of it, but I'll tell you, it scared the hell out of me, man. See, my bus would always come this way to drop me off from school, you know. Where I lived was down this way, and they called the school to let them know that, of course, you know, not to take me home because nobody was there. You know, to drop me off at the Cornerstone Church where they had that accident, and they hadn't cleared the entire scene yet. And I remember seeing our vehicle. I don't remember exactly what year it was, but it was a Chevrolet Celebrity as a station wagon. I could be wrong. I want to say it was like an 87 to a 90. I could be wrong, but it was a Chevrolet Celebrity. That it was. And I just remember seeing that on the bus, freaking out. I was scared, you know, even though they told me that my parents were fine, everybody was fine. I was still scared. And I got mocked for that, of course. You know, all the other kids on the bus, you know, kind of laughed at me, made fun of me. You know, yeah, I've had bullies wherever I went to school at. It didn't matter. But I've also met really good people in my life, too. I could look past all the bullies that I've had to deal with. I'd take all the bullies back if it meant I could have all the good people back, too. Montgomery County line. Yep, right up here is the turnoff. Wow, things have changed. I don't remember there being a filling station over here. I don't remember a Dollar General being there. Maybe it was. I don't recall. But I definitely don't remember a filling station being right there. I think I remember this being just vacant land right in here. Fostoria Road. Yep. Address I'm going to is an address that I still remember to this day. It's 25383 Pine Knob Drive. I started to log it into navigation. I was like, I want to see if I can remember without using navigation. Besides, I wanted to record this anyway, but I imagine I could have recorded this. And still been able to use navigation, but like I said, I didn't want to use navigation. Yeah, up and over the railroad tracks. I remember they used to not have the bars here, and there was actually a person that lost his life at these set of tracks here early one morning because they didn't have the bars there. It was just pretty tragic. Pretty tragic. Yeah, you're gonna have to excuse me through these videos, man. You know, from time to time, I'm gonna start losing it a little bit. I get really emotional because just all this brings back so many memories to me. Maybe memories that don't mean much to anybody else, but they sure do mean quite a bit to me. Just so many memories. I can't even mention them all. So many thoughts are racing through my head. It's just me. But yeah, we lived way out here. It's pretty out here. It really is, man. It is so beautiful out here. My Uncle Mike had a really nice mobile home out here off of Pine Knob Drive that I'm trying to find. I'm trying to remember exactly where it is. I can't recall exactly how far it is. I do know. Is that it? That's it right there, Pine Knob Drive. I passed it up. I was going to say I do know that when I was coming home, I was the first kid off the bus. As a matter of fact, I remember one of my best friends lives out here. His name was Jonathan Green. Jonathan Green. Him and he was a little older than me. He was in 8th grade when I was in 7th grade. Then, of course, when he went to 9th grade and I went to 8th grade, he was at the high school where I was still at the junior high. And I don't recall exactly how far he lives out here, what street he lives on. I imagine he doesn't live here anymore. I mean, wouldn't that be something if he did? Could be that street right there. Oh my gosh. Got a truck right behind me and I can't turn around yet. But yeah, when I was coming home, I was the first kid off the bus. My street was the first one. That's why it came up so quick. I was like, I can't remember how far it is, but I was like, I think this is it right here. And sure enough, that was it. So I knew it wasn't too far. I couldn't remember exactly how far, though. I used to ride the bus. See, I would be... Here's where it was interesting. I would try to ride the bus to school, but being that I was the first kid off the bus, that meant that I was the last kid on the bus in the morning. So if I was the first kid off coming home from school, that meant I was the last kid on going to school. And it was hard finding a seat. You know, it was hard. It was hard finding a seat in the mornings to go to school. I mean, just about every seat was taken. And the seats could hold 2 people, maybe even 3. but at least two people. And a lot of the high school students, because we rode with a high school, I was in junior high at the time. A lot of the high school students were selfish with the seats, man. They were really, really selfish with the seats. I wish this person would get off my tail. The high school students were really selfish with the seats. I have trouble getting my words out at times. The high school students were really selfish with the seats. They would hog the entire seat. So, if not three people, there should have always been at least two people to a seat. And I remember walking up and down the aisle, and the bus driver would already pull off. He'd already pull off in the vehicle. Well, in the bus. And I would be still standing, walking up and down the aisle, trying to find a seat, trying to find somebody. I felt like Forrest Gump, really. I can't sit here. Seat's taken. That's what I felt like. Not trying to be funny or make people laugh at me, even though they already do. But yeah, that's what I felt like. Because that's practically the way they were to me. Even one person to a seat, they would hog the whole seat. They'd try to sleep in it. They'd make a bed out of the seat. I think I did that 2 or 3 mornings. My parents finally, and my uncle, either my parents or my uncle decided that they would take me to school and let me just ride the bus home. Because it wasn't near as bad riding the bus home, but it was hard riding it to school. I forgot how far this street goes. Shoot, I'm already down here. I might as well check it out. I don't remember if we ever just traveled this way for no good apparent reason. But I'll tell you, there's just something about all this. It's absolutely beautiful, man. It's just so beautiful. I don't remember if I ever came down this way. I don't think we ever did. Not this far. The furthest I went is, I believe, that one street that I saw to the left. Was it the first street to the left? Where my friend, I want to say he was my best friend. I mean, him and I hung out all the time. Even though he was a grade higher than me. We met in junior high. Like I said, I was in 7th grade. He was 8th. And then when I went to 8th, he went to 9th, so he went over to the high school. So we didn't see each other on campus anymore, but we still saw each other on the bus. He was a good friend of mine, Jonathan Green. I remember a lot of people. Harry Ward. Some people not worth mentioning. Some people that it hurts too much to mention. School teachers. I had Timothy McGregor. Oh. He's one of the best. Timothy McGregor. Just like Don Baxter that I had in Brady. The street is long. I don't think I ever been down this way before, even way back when. This is long. I need to turn around pretty soon. Wonder if my Uncle Mike ever traveled this roadway down here just to see what was way down here. I don't know if there is anything down here except for maybe some secluded homes. Or if it goes out anywhere or it just dead ends. I don't remember. I don't think I ever came down this way. There was no reason. Every time we left, we'd go back out that way towards the 105. Okay, I think I see a stop sign coming up, so it basically tells me that there's some kind of street up here. I can keep going or I can turn around. I don't think there's really a big reason for me to keep going. Besides, I don't know if I ever did come this way. I don't remember, unless it was to like go to Lake Livingston. Maybe Lake Livingston's out that way. I don't remember. Commercial hauling by permit only. It's just so pretty out here. I love these trees. You know, I know it may sound strange, but I remember at one time or another that, you know, when we left Brady to come over here, like I said, it was a different experience. It was nerve-wracking at first, but it was great afterwards. And then when we went back to Brady, you know, somewhere along the way, whether it be Brady or San Angelo, I remember dreaming that, you know, that we actually came back over this way, moved back over this way. Just, I don't know, man. I really think I need to turn around. There isn't much more out this way except for just homes, probably. Probably dead ends somewhere up there. So I'm just going to turn around. I don't recall ever traveling this far anyway. I just don't remember. There was no reason for us to. Except for maybe where the stop sign was. We may have a time or two, and I do mean just a time or two, came out that way because possibly Lake Livingston is out that way. It's just really pretty out here. I'm gonna drive down. Well, I'm gonna drive down a couple streets just for the heck of it. I don't remember what street this is. Just believe Lake Livingston's down that way, I believe. I want to say it is. Boy. Can't believe it's been so long. It's been almost 20 years, man. Almost 20 years. 20 years. My dad said he was like 58 at the time. 59. You know, and he's going on 78 now. About the same age as the people I work with. The age that my dad was then is about the same age of the people I work with PTI. It's remarkable how the circle of life works. I don't know. I take interest in little things. Probably a lot of people that, you know, a lot of things that a lot of people overlook, you know, or they just don't think about. You know, call it a disability. I don't know what it is. I think about so many different things, and I get down to just about every last detail on things. It's like a gift and a curse at the same time. Think about things that may or may not be important, but for some reason they're important to me. You know, people can, I don't know, I don't know if people would be amazed that I remember them or not, you know. I don't know, or if it'd mean anything to them or not. I don't know. I don't know if people would. I don't know. I don't know if it'd mean anything to them or not, but you know, one thing I do, you know, I almost, not totally, but I almost got the memory of an elephant. You know, they say a elephant can remember everything. Well, I can't remember everything, but I come close. I come close because I try to remember just about every last detail about everything. Like I said, it's kind of a gift and a curse all at the same time. Blessing and a curse all at the same time, because sometimes I rack my brains out over things that really aren't that important or shouldn't be. I care about people who don't care about me, and I don't know why. It's just hard for me to let go. People that really meant a lot to me back in the day. I never lost that feeling, man. Maybe they did, but I never did. I don't know. Maybe I'm a broken human being. Or I'm just an overly sensitive human being. I don't know. If I am, I'm just me. I just never thought I would see this place again, man. I know it sounds stupid because you could get in your vehicle and go wherever you want, whenever you want, but I never really had a reason to come out this way. Didn't have the extra money. I'm only doing this now because of the company I work for now through PTI. I feel so blessed that I got this company that I'm working for, man, because it's just like one of the guys that I work with, he told me, he said, I am so grateful I got this job. He said, because of this job, I've seen places I never thought I would see. You know? I've gone places I never thought I'd gone. Seen places that I never thought I'd see, you know? I never thought I'd be back over this way in East Texas. I really didn't. I don't know. Not that I'm one person that wants to burn my bridges. That's not me. But you know, it feels like just about every time I leave somewhere, it's like I'm burning my bridges. You know, I never really go back, except for Brady for some reason. I don't know why, but we have gone back to Brady. I don't want to ever do it again, though. No offense, you know, if anybody, and I doubt anybody from Brady that knows me will watch this video, but if you do, which I doubt, you know, if you're one of my friends or somebody that cares about me, don't take offense to what I'm saying. It's just Brady's not the place for me. That's the most miserable town I've ever lived in my life. Brady, Texas. I'd take Cleveland, Texas, Conroe, Texas, Willis, Texas, any day over Brady, Texas, or even really San Angelo. San Angelo hasn't been all that good to me either. I don't know, I say that, and you know, maybe things changed over this way. Maybe I would, I don't know. It's still beautiful, man. I'm still really beautiful. I think my friend Jonathan lived down the street. I doubt I'll remember which home was his. And even if I did recognize it, I highly doubt that he still lives in it. Because of course he grew up, Even if his folks still live here, highly doubt he does. I imagine he moved on with his life. I'm just guessing. I don't know. Could be wrong. I know there was one time I kept his phone number, for years. And there was one time I just thought I'd give it a call, and he actually answered the phone. It was years after I had left here. It was years after I left Conroe and Willis, too. It was years. Called him, he picked it up. It was a landline phone. Yeah, he had a landline phone at the time. See, I came into the generation where cell phones were just barely starting to come out. So actually I came from the good generation, where we still went outside and played as a kid instead of always be on the phone. So I still, the late 80s is when I was born, so I still came from a good generation. I'll make a U-turn here. Well, not going to be able to make the full U-turn, so I'll just do this. I don't think he lived that far down this street. From what I can remember, I don't think he did. And coming in, I believe he was on the right-hand side, so now going out, he should be on the left-hand side. And oh God, this street. I'm guessing this street hasn't been worked on since I was a kid. This is horrible. I think I only went over to the street, a couple or a few times, man. When I went over to his place, he usually came over to my place. I don't know, he liked it over at my place more often, so I didn't come over here that much. I went over to his place a couple or a few times, but somewhere in here, one of these places was his. These actually look like, well, that's a mobile home, but some of these look like actual houses. Oh. You're smart. You're trying to avoid all the all the potholes. This is one of these places. I don't know why I bought it. I mean, I just wanted to see. Oh. This is horrible, man. Absolutely horrible. Whew. God. I wonder if Pine Knob Drive is this bad now. It used to be smooth surface. Guess we'll find out here in a few minutes. Pine Knob Drive. I don't want to pass it up. It's up here somewhere. It'll be to the left. It's to the right when you're coming in, to the left as I'm going out. I believe this is it, coming up right here. This should be it. Pine Knob Drive. See what's changed on this street. So Dad, if you're watching this video, when you do watch it, you remember any of this? I mean, I'm sure you do. You remember everything. You remember back when you were a kid, so I'm sure you can remember this. Years, you know, you can remember that 20 years ago, almost 20. They used to have all the mailboxes at the end of the street like you saw over there, but there was people that was vandalizing the mailboxes on the main street over there. For some reason, they left the line of mailboxes over there. But the line of mailboxes for this street, they took them off the main street and actually put them in front of everybody's home, which, you know, I think they did that when we were still living here. And Mike liked that. Well, we all did. We felt like our mail was safer that way. But anyway, we lived at the very end. It's a cul-de-sac here. It ends in a cul-de-sac. And Mike's mobile home, it won't be the same mobile home anymore because his mobile home got foreclosed. But it should have been right there, that lot right there. I don't think it was here. It wasn't this far. This was the cul-de-sac. We lived right at the end. This should be it. This should be it, 25383. Let's see if I'm correct. I didn't pay attention. Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this video for right now because I want to take some pictures. And I'll get back a little bit later on, maybe in Conroe or Willis. We'll see. Go ahead and stop it right now.